Welcome to Bourbon Taste-Offs, playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. Join us in our season-long quest to find our tastiest bourbon. And here is the bracketology of the last 9 months. First 3 quarters are done. We are working on finding the last quarterly winner. We will then have those 4 quarterly winners compete against each other to find our favorite whiskey of the year. We are narrowing it down from 192 bottles to just 1. Follow along to find out what our tastiest whiskey is. Cheers. And just a reminder, you can listen to our content on Apple Podcasts, Podbean app, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. And you can watch our content at YouTube and Rumble. Hello, thank you for joining us on Bourbon Taste-Offs. This is episode number 49, and in this episode, we're going to taste some Blue Run products.
Nice.
I'm one of your hosts. I'm Todd.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Adam.
All right, so Blue Run. What can you tell us about Blue Run? What do you know about Blue Run, Adam?
I know they do a lot of sourcing on other stuff. They do a lot of blends. The ones I've had have been very tasty, and each one's kind of been different. They haven't had too many, some distilleries like Jim Beam has that Jim Beam flavor, Wild Turkey has that Wild Turkey flavor. Mm-hmm. The best thing I could say with the Blue Run is that the mouthfeel you get on them is kind of the most consistent thing across their product line from what I've had.
I agree. It makes it feel like a much higher quality product, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little more
like premium.
It's a little more like viscous almost, a little oily, coats your whole palate.
Yep. I agree. The first one I ever had was the Blue Run Reflection 2 or something like that. It's a straight bourbon. And when I had it, I was super impressed. And right at that point, I think they were making it from castle&key distillery. Okay. And now some of the newer stuff, I think they're making from Bardstown.
Yeah, I had the Miami Sunset, and that one is, I think it's a blend of both castle&key and Bardstown.
Okay. And the price tag on them is pretty premium as well.
It's a premium price tag for sure. It's up there with like Peerless, like really close to that same.
And I think part of that is because of the marketing, because they all have a butterfly on it, and the butterfly is different for every.
Yeah, so they don't have just like a bottle, like every. Right.
People do want to pay for the butterflies these days.
Apparently, yeah.
They are. They're really cool looking though.
We'll call it the butterfly effect.
The butterfly effect.
Yes.
Well, we'll just show you right now what the actual bottle lineup is in this episode. Here it is. The bottle lineup in this episode is in glass 1. It's a Blue Run Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, High Rye, and it's 111 proof. And in glass 2 is the Blue Run Chosen. It's a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's a high proof of 116.6, and it's a private selection that came out in 2023. In glass 3, it's the Blue Run Emerald. It's a Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, and it's cask strength of 116.7 proof. Glass 4 is the Blue Run Chosen Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This one's a Wisconsin barrel pick. It came out in 2024, and it's 121 proof. So we're back, and we will start tasting, but we got to find out what's going to go against. Well, we're going to change it because we have a 3-sided die, and it's 1, 2, and 3. So, Adam, you came in and suggested maybe just roll the dice and have that number go against number 4, since there's no 4 on the die.
Yeah.
And I think that makes sense.
So instead of everything going against 1 and adding 1, remove that math.
Sure.
That addition of 1.
Yeah.
Get rid of the trig out of it.
Yes.
You don't need to break out the calculators anymore. Finally, we can get right to it.
I know, because I was sick of working with the sine and cosine and the tangents.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Let's find out what angle we're going to take on this one.
Yes. It's an obtuse one.
4 will go against 6. Weird. No, 3.
Where's 3?
So 4 goes against 3.
4 goes against 3.
So it's like 1 goes against 2.
Yep.
So I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
1 and 2 versus 3 and 4.
I'm really anxious to taste these.
I know. These have everyone, like I said, I've had a couple of them, and their product line's always been very nice.
Yep. So, without further ado, cheers. 1. We're going 1.
Well, we rolled for 4 and 3.
Yeah, but we
always
start
want to
with
start with 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll just do subtle changes here and there.
Yes.
We're going to roll for this, by the way. You're the exciting one, but you got to wait now. That's fine. No.
Okay,
Man,
so obviously your theory confused Chris.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because now we start with 4,
No. It's always one.
No, now
No, you start with one.
Start with one.
Okay, we'll keep the changes slow.
Yes.
And
Don't want to overhaul everything.
In another 50 episodes, we can switch over to, all right, now
we'll get one of those trouble pop-its where you just, and,
there you go.
It'll just tell you, and, we'll go from there.
I love it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Starting with one. Ooh, that's a nice, pleasant nose.
Color's really nice on it, too.
Yeah.
It's like that straw ambery kind of color. Got that little hints of orangey.
I agree. Do we want to show all the glasses together real quick to see if there is a difference in color? I'm not seeing too much of a difference.
Right.
It's all pretty similar.
Yeah. The other week I got to sit on that side, and I was looking out the window, and we actually had sun that day, which is a rarity these days. But it makes a lot of difference when you're looking at someone else's hoodie through the
It does.
glasses.
Yep.
I'm not getting a lot of like ethanol or anything on the nose. It's a little sweet, but I don't know what kind of sweet.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try and, last time I was, there's South African pear, but I'm not getting that this time. But
yeah, we had a couple episodes, Adam, before this that you weren't able to show. And there were some tasting notes that were brought up.
You and your perfect nose that can find things.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, I can't anything. I'm like, South African pear?
Nice.
So the initial taste, I think, was mid-palate, kind of middle of the tongue, kind of bitey.
It doesn't leave, from the first going in, according to the way I had it, a little burn on the top of the mouth, and then just the side of the tongue, back side of the tongue a little bit, and then it faded away.
Yeah.
Very pleasant.
Yeah, this is a morning episode.
Yeah.
And so we kind of just had some pancakes.
This is a good one for the morning.
So
a little bit of bourbon breakfast before you start shooting. It's always really good.
Yep. Got to be Wisconsin.
So
I'm getting.
I know nothing about Blue Run, so I have no idea of these 4 bottles where they stand proof-wise.
There are going to be some higher proof options in here.
Because, this one is just so smooth. I would almost have to say neutral or negative.
Yeah.
I think, just from my experience with like the way things kind of are with this one, I'd say it's at least neutral to positive.
Yeah.
I don't think they make anything negative on.
I don't think so
See?
either.
This is why I'm not going to talk anymore.
No, you were.
Oh, it's this, and then here comes. Oh, well, I actually know stuff.
No,
so.
you.
No.
You mentioned neutral to plus, so
Yeah.
I think you're right on board.
So on the taste on it, I'm getting a little bit of like a star anise, kind of like that black licorice-y kind of flavor.
A little bit.
Almost like coming off as like a Good and Plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting that now.
Mm-hmm. And the finish is nice and long, and again, it coats your mouth and like feels like it's just wetting everything on your mouth.
That's so interesting. I was just about to say that to me, the finish, it starts to dry. Like it's almost like it's evaporating right off your tongue. And so it's like, do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but yes.
And maybe because it is wetting when you taste it, and then the finish, it's like, draws it right off.
Kind of gives you a little bit of a tingle on your tongue.
Yep.
It is nice, though.
I do like it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over to 2, see how that compares. I do know that Blue Run tends to introduce some rye options into their portfolio.
Okay.
So
are they like a high rye or like an 85?
I think I do have a high rye. Which would be a bourbon, high rye bourbon, and then I think I have some straight rye also. So we'll see what is what, I guess, when they come out. I'm going to 2.
The nose is a little proofier.
It is.
Yeah.
Which, I questioned Becca in one of the earlier episodes. I'm like, how do you get a proof on the nose? But you can, I guess. Because it's not like because of an ethanol thing.
No.
But you can almost feel the heat.
It's got a little more,
it's weird.
more tingle.
Yeah.
I do that thing too where I get way too into it. Like I'm doing lines of bourbon. And I'm like, right in there. So.
whatever we need to do.
I'm going to say this is, proof positive. It definitely, to me, seems higher proof than 1.
Yeah. I'm quickly getting some sugars, though, on the taste.
I haven't tasted it yet.
Okay.
I gotta get in there. I was just trying to figure out what that other smell I was getting off of it, because it's like you're getting that little proofiness, but I'm getting like almost slightly like grassy or like grainy.
Sure.
On it.
I would agree.
Oh, that tastes rye for sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I guess I was going to say that, but I wanted you to taste it first. Don't want to throw a note in your head before.
It's kind of weird though. It almost tastes a little like like thin in a way, where like it's not like a big chunky like sits on your mouth kind of flavor. Like it kind of like shows up and dissipates a little quicker than I'm used to with this line.
It is, but just sitting here, I mean it.
Yeah, it does have some cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. There's still a little taste that is still in my mouth 15, 20 seconds later after having it. There's still also a little tingle on the tongue, but I can't think of what the taste is.
I definitely think proof plus, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah, like when I'm saying thin too, I'm not saying like it like is like non-existent. I'm just saying like it's not like a cheeseburger, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a big bite of like home. It's
Like
just,
I'm sure you're saying like a mouthfeel, almost like a viscosity, kind of how much it coats.
right.
Like maybe.
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
Yeah, it's like a little bit of that mixed with like the other one I think is a little bit more of a bolder flavor, but this one has a little bit more subtlety in it.
And I would have been the opposite.
Okay.
The other one I thought was a bit more subtle. This one definitely seems to leave more in my mouth for longer.
Make sure you go back to 1 because.
Yeah, we've figured this out.
Yeah.
It makes a monstrous difference.
It really does. Yep. It's so funny when, Josh often says, oh, this should have been the lineup. This should have been the ones at the top, because and sometimes that's true, but the roll of the dice, it makes it go up against whatever it's going to go up against. But they always sometimes make a mistake by saying that because they go back then to the other one on the other side, and then people actually pick that one.
Yeah, no, we've I think we've all said that at one point in time where we're like, oh man, like you first hit that one, you're like, oh no, this is way different, and then you come back to something. It just kind of shows like how where your palate's sitting and your temperament at the time is.
I will say going back to 1 is a different experience, but also because 2 consistently left so much more kind of flavor in my mouth and tongue that when I went back to 1, I'm like, I can still, feels like I'm still tasting 2.
And that is what happens.
And they blended. I'm like, all right, because I'm like, I almost needed to.
So now if 3 tastes exactly like these 2 mixed, that'd be weird.
Right.
It's 1, 2, 3, because math today.
Yeah.
That was, when we did the 1792.
Yeah.
Like 1 and 3, I'm like, I feel like these both have the things of 4. And it did kind of taste a little bit like 4.
Yep.
It's a big math day for everyone out there. So if you have kids struggling with simple addition,
yes, today's the day.
let them watch Bourbon Taste Off.
That was with Joe, right? The 1792? Yeah, because Adam, you weren't here.
I was working.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of work.
You have.
Shout out to my boys.
There we go.
And Zach.
Nice. Aaron and Zach, thank you for watching and keeping him away from his bourbon drinking responsibilities. I'm ready to pick.
Yeah, it's I like both of them, which is like good, right? I mean, we've done that a lot here where we don't have bad choices usually. But yeah, I think I'm ready as well.
Yeah, they're both good. They're both like we've had on some. Like a lot of bourbons are, what mood are you in? What time? I mean, if you're going to start drinking before noon, I'd go with 1. To me, that seemed like a before noon kind of a bourbon. Good afternoon as well, but 2, man, I feel like you both would go definitely with 2. It's got a bit stronger stuff. All right, I'm ready to choose.
Okay.
I'll just stop yapping.
Very good. We all appreciate that, Chris.
Yes.
Do you want to start it out then?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I can go. I'm actually going to go with number 1. Going back and forth between the 2 of them. That little bit of that like a little bit of anise, kind of like that wedding mouthfeel, like a little bit floral, a little bit sweet on the nose has been kind of good, and right now I'm taking it.
Very nice. I'll go. I'm going to go with number 2. I think 1, it is good. And I know these are all premium options. They're all going to be over $100 a bottle. However, I felt 1 was pretty one-dimensional. It kind of, you tasted it and it stayed there. Where I think 2, it gave you like a sweetness, and then it gave you like a spicy and like a drying aspect, and it just had more of a roller coaster type of experience that I enjoy. So I picked 2.
Man, I definitely completely agree with what Todd said. There is kind of more to it. 1, for right now, I'm just sitting like, hey, just to go and have it, especially starting with the first one. I really like 1. Slightly different reasons than you. You said it was a lot more of a flavor, not really flavor bomb, you didn't say, but a lot more in there. Which, yeah, I think it's got some complexities. I didn't get as much of that. I definitely got some. It kind of sat there, but it was really good. I'm like, I could keep going back to 1. 2, I would have a bit, and I'm like, all right, take a little break between. So I'm going to go with 1.
Very good.
Different reasons than normal, but yeah.
Here's to 1.
Here's the one.
Very good.
I think 2 though would be amazing in a Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, like that would be like, oh man.
Absolutely. That definitely. This, yeah. 1, I don't know. For me, I don't know if it would. I think would almost kind of get drowned out in some of the stuff. 2 would definitely stand out.
All those flavors would just pop. with
Exactly.
the cocktail.
Yes.
It was cool. I had Todd and Fran over for cocktails.
That was fun. I really appreciate that. That was a great
awesome.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry, I couldn't make it. Apparently, I didn't get an invite. Yeah.
It was just a small little gathering.
Yeah.
It's great to
Yeah,
finally meet your kids.
Yeah,
and
you got to meet the kids
Yep.
and
had some food and
Totally
some
understand.
great
I think
cocktails.
his kids are, little a-holes, so I don't want to be there anyways.
well, they are on the honor roll, so
Are they?
B would make sense.
I'm kidding. I've never met his kids. So if you're out there, kids, watching it, you're not little a-holes. I'm sure you're just wonderful.
Yes.
You're the apples of his eyes.
Yeah.
That's obviously coming out.
Man, you just don't want the entertainment in here.
Oh my God. Have you started smelling stuff?
No, but I love that kind of a response. I can't wait now.
It's just from the comment somebody made earlier, and it made me laugh. That's why I said, "Oh my God."
Oh, okay.
Are you getting the South African pear?
I am 100%. I'm getting it's like an Asian pear.
An Asian pear?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I get a bit of a Madagascar apricot.
Yeah, but see, you gotta.
But it's
Depends what
early
time of
season.
year it is.
It's
It
early
is
season. It's definitely early season.
You got it.
And we know it's weird. We never have fruit out here, but we always compare these bourbons to different fruit.
Yeah, you're right. We'll start throwing fruit out here then.
You got to make sure you start putting hashtag Madagascar apricot.
Ooh, yes. And then
South African pear.
You'll get somebody coming in and be like, there is no native Madagascar apricot. Those were imported.
Who cares? They have to watch
company.
it first to go and get it.
Yes. Prove me wrong by listening and watching and following and subscribing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Remember to click like and subscribe at the bottom right here.
This one's proofy.
Personal comments
is.
can be texted to Todd's phone number down below right here.
It's 1-800-TODD.
This is the White House. How can I help you?
It's the best. It's the greatest podcast. It's amazing.
Right?
Getting that honey off of this one for sure.
Yeah.
On the taste.
You guys notice the number color on your glasses?
Blue.
Blue run.
Ooh, look at you clever girl.
Wow.
Oh, man. Clever girl.
I'm getting a little bit of that rye spice off the taste of this one too, but not like a lot. Like it's
These are
definitely not 100% a corn mash bill.
No,
on that one,
right. I agree. I'm kind of getting more of a rye on that too, but so far they're all kind of punchy.
Yep.
They're really like high proof. It's almost like I would kind of want to add an ice cube or something. Kind of let it, I don't know, not filter, but just kind of mellow out maybe.
Yeah.
Three has some notes on the mouth where it kind of sits.
But I love the way that you get a great mouthfeel with these blue runs. It's definitely one of those that kind of coincide with like a more premium kind of product. You know, like when you're like, man, what's the difference between a $60 bottle and a $100 bottle, $120 bottle?
Yeah.
And it kind of comes down to like, oh, like how is the length of the finish, the way the mouthfeel is, like, is it, you know, it comes more into play in those premium lines.
I agree. And a lot of these were fresh cracks too, so it's like you're not letting it breathe at all. So it's like kind of just in all of its glory. It's just like, I'm here. Have you gone to 4 yet?
I just went to 4. Ooh.
That might be good.
A lot more kind of sweetness right up front. The instant it hit the tongue.
Okay.
Weird on the nose. I'm getting almost like a melon, which is odd.
I would agree. Like a muskmelon.
Yeah,
type
like
thing.
a musk honeydew, something like that.
Yeah.
Not a watermelon, but like
A South American, or is this like a
no,
Western
like
Canadian?
like a Kenosha.
Kenosha.
Or,
Kenosha.
you know, like Frankfurt, you know, something.
I am
Shout out.
Kenosha muskmelon.
Yes.
Let's hear it for Campbell Sport.
Yeah. Medford, let's go. It's good though. I haven't tasted it yet, but the nose on it's good.
Yeah, that's bringing some honey notes, I think.
Yeah. Half of my nose is now completely plugged up, so what little sense of smell me able to determine things. I would not be able to tell a South African pear from an Antarctic pear.
No.
Man, if you can
And
find
those are
one of
two
those,
distinct pears.
yeah, if you can find one of those Antarctic pears, they're big money, but they're worth
Big,
it.
big money.
They're worth it.
Well, our next road trip is going to be
Antarctic.
Antarctica.
finding some
Find the Antarctic pears.
Don't worry, Elon Musk will find some on Mars,
sure
and
he
we'll
will.
have to get one so we can compare it to things. And
If you like ice wine, you'll love ice pear juice.
Isn't that crazy, though, taking a 20-story booster rocket and be able to catch it
yeah,
coming down?
that is pretty cool.
That's freaking crazy.
You know why? Math. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure physics and
Well,
things
that's
like
all
that.
breaks down.
That's
to math.
kind of from the
Yeah.
math.
But, I mean, you can do formulas and
Yeah.
not...
Right.
I mean, you still need physics.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, which still goes to
Uses
the math.
math.
Yeah.
And theories.
And
I mean, you
theories.
still need theories.
We've just been talking about math all day. So
Right.
it's fine.
They're doing a lot less with the theories, though. They're trying to use proven things. Although I guess still a lot of it is still theories because there's certain things we can't actually go and prove.
Yeah. And you could have a theory that's been proven. It's a proven
'Cause-
theory.
Then it's no longer a theory. Then it becomes a proof.
Like the proof of this is
This
probably
is proof.
like
Is it
you know,
proof positive? We're,
Love it.
here we go. Bringing us back.
It's one of those classic segues.
Yeah.
Josh's
See, I like
famous
that
classic
segue way better than the Josh segue because this is just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm getting a little bit of the rye spice off of it.
Yes.
Just off the taste. So I'm like kind of like that honey, that rye spice. Not super grainy, but like it's very pleasant. Not getting huge oak tannins or anything. I haven't gotten any of those oaky kind of stuff off, and I'm surprised I'm not getting any vanilla either off of any of these, because like the flavor profiles are there where I'd expect there to be one.
Yes.
Very different noses on both of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking this is almost like a rye episode. You know, I'm not getting a lot of like straight bourbon,
bourbon-y, like oats,
high
cherry,
corn.
corn stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you're not getting that, sweet corn,
Right.
kind of like backyard grilling kind of thing
Right.
going on. No smoky. I'm not getting. Sometimes I'll get those like little bit of maltiness coming out through
Yeah.
stuff, and not really hitting any of those.
No, which is fine. I mean, we are allowing it to be its own thing. You know, we don't need it to be.
Well, I mean, we
Representing
had
something else.
We had the Angel's Envy rye Caribbean rum cast finish that did very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's a bourbon podcast about whiskey.
And that's why, I think Becca, when she was here, your wife, in previous episodes, she's like, well, I want to vote for this, but it's not a bourbon. I know it's a rye. Well, so Bourbon Taste Offs is the brand.
Yeah,
And that's why I put in there playoff brackets of the best whiskeys.
correct.
Because it's like, it doesn't have to be a bourbon to win. It can be a rye. It can be, it's mostly American bourbons, though, or whiskeys.
Yeah.
We're not taking scotches or.
No, we've had some Japanese oak finishes. We've had some Brazilian
Yeah.
finishes. We've had some of that kind of stuff, but we haven't thrown in like a Caribou Crossing yet, or
Right.
an Alberta Premium, or any of those kind of Canadian whiskeys. Or
Right.
I don't believe we've done any scotches or Irish whiskeys.
No, and that's on purpose. I do want to, for at least this first year, season, I want to try to find the best American whiskey option.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And it's always good.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of options to try.
Always options. I'm making new stuff all the time.
Yep, exactly. So do we have a decision on 3 and 4? What's going to go up against number 1?
I do. I wrote literally nothing down. I'm just going by.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm putting down anymore. I'm just trying not to sound like, NPR and from SNL and, oh, I love your sweaty balls.
Yeah.
Assuming you guys know that skit. Otherwise, that's going to come off really weird for Todd.
I do, but you know what?
I don't know the skit, so it came off really weird to me.
Oh, man. That one's pretty awesome. It's got what? It's not Sherry O'Terry. It's after her, but had like Will Ferrell in it.
Yeah, it's Anna Gasthauser or something like that. Is that it?
I think so.
And then with Alec Baldwin on there.
Yes. Yeah, he's
Alec
like
Baldwin.
the NPR
He's
host.
like Mike Schwetty.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're making chocolate balls.
He's like, oh, I have these. I call these my sweaty balls.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that
Oh,
because it really did come off weird.
Oh, your sweaty balls look delicious. I can't wait to put some of your sweaty balls in my mouth.
Yeah, it's awesome. These ones have nuts.
But with the NPR sound where it's just all very soft like this. And yes.
It's that Bob Rossi kind of like, you know who Bob Ross is?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes.
We'll bring you up to speed on
1980s
you're gonna have
culture.
to.
Yeah.
That was funny though when Joe was like ready to taste again and we're like giving like play by play. We're like, and he brings it up to his mouth and he's smelling it. He's like, he couldn't bring himself to drink it because he was like laughing.
That's funny.
Yeah. So we do need to pick between 3 and 4. I think I do have one picked.
Oh.
I have mine. I'm going with 4. Literally that from that first taste hitting my mouth, and then even now going back, smell everything else. The second taste, third taste, follow up taste. 4 is mine.
So since you claimed it, nobody else can claim it?
Oh no, I want 2 more of you to claim it. At the very least, 1 more of you to claim it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with 4 as well. It is proof plus. I think 3 is also. Yeah. But I think 4 gives you almost some sweet, piney notes. It gives you some, almost like a gin type of feeling with it to me, which I'm typically not a gin fan, but I kind of like the botanicals I'm kind of getting off of that.
I'm going to go with number 4 as well, so it's a sweeper. But I like it. I think the nose on it, that kind of interesting melony kind of smell I was getting off of it, followed by like a brown sugar kind of vibe, was like kind of cool and more unique and different. Same thing with like the tasting notes. They're like sweet, but they got a little bit of a rye spice in there, not a lot. And then also coming through, and it's kind of like a molassesy on the finish, where it's not like quite brown sugar, but it's like still has that little bit of mild stringency and like everything else like that. So I like number 4.
I agree. Very good. Here's the 4. Yeah. All right. So we're going to bring out 3 and 2, and we'll talk about them. All right, we're back.
And after review, the call on the field stands.
That's pretty damn cool. That is cool. So we'll talk about the first one to get eliminated, and that was 2. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a
Blue Run.
Oh,
hey.
And it has a white butterfly.
Oh, I would pay for that.
Yeah, so the white butterfly comes out, and this is it's a chosen. So it's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, so it is a bourbon. It was not a rye. However, it's 116.6 proof. So now the chosen, this is a 10/9/23. So they have like one every year come out. So think of like the Yellowstone limited edition type of thing, where it's like they have a 23 option or a 24 option.
Gotcha.
Well, this was the 23 option, and it's chosen. And typically, they have a party or an establishment pick it.
Okay.
Because it's a chosen.
Oh.
The idea is like it's almost like a barrel pick in a way.
Does that one tell you how many barrels? I know some of them had like run amounts on the bottles.
I will read the back. It says, this bottle contains a meticulously curated Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that was chosen just for you.
Oh.
but it does not show
any more info on it.
any more info other than it's curated by private selection. So there must have been just this blanket company that kind of picked this particular blend.
Yeah.
But it's, the White Butterfly.
Nice. Was it bottle number 57? Look at that.
Yep. But it's not a single barrel.
No.
Just
Small batch.
Sure.
I think all blue runs are technically... Well, it depends. My definition or your definition of small batch.
That is true. But yeah, I suppose with a small batch, you can still have bottle numbers.
Yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
So,
Sweet.
Yeah. So that was number 1. No, that was
number 2.
2. Sorry. I love confusing
I'm
everybody.
going to hold this down for you this time.
Perfect. Thank you. So this one then is number 3. Man, these are tight in here. And that
Also a blue
is...
run.
It's also a blue run, and that's got the silver butterfly.
Oh, it's the emerald.
This is the emerald.
Yeah.
So the emerald is a cask strength. It's 116 proof, so both of them are 116 proof.
And that one's a rye, I believe.
This one is a Kentucky Straight Rye whiskey. Yep. This one came out in 2022. It says it's a winter batch, so we should have picked it. Wisconsin winter. So yeah, it's cask strength rye whiskey. If you want to take a look at it.
Yeah, this one says on the back, it's a little bit different. It says, like the precious stone, emerald rye is bold and vibrant, beaming with notes of pepper and fruit.
Were we getting fruit on that?
On number...
That's 3.
3? Yeah, that's what I said, Asian pear.
I am getting the pepper as well.
Yeah. That's why I think we were like spice.
Yes, a lot of it. Yeah, because you got the rye, you got the pepper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one's a Bardstown run.
Okay. I think all the options that I brought are all Bardstown.
Oh, okay.
So
this one is bottle number 4,316. So
Okay.
a little bit different.
Little
from
bit
bottle
different.
56.
you're right. So yeah, we're having some definitely more bold, spicy
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
So it really does kind of, what would it pair well with? I think it would pair well with a cigar. It'd really stand out. I think you guys mentioned a cocktail.
Yeah, like Manhattan
Yeah.
or, stuff in that area.
Yep.
Would be.
Yeah, I do agree. Because it's got some, it'll stand out.
Yeah.
It'll stand out, whatever you put with it.
It'll accent your
Yeah.
stuff, not disappear.
But it's a pricey option, too, to be mixing.
They are.
So-
But you know what? Sometimes, you got to cook with good ingredients.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I mean, when they were using words like curated,
Yeah. Well,
it's a prestigious.
yeah.
All right, so we're going to go back to 1 and 4.
1 and 4.
Yeah.
And just to let our mouths kind of rest a little bit, we're going to take a little break and say some dad jokes.
Nice.
So, do you want to start it out, Chris?
If you want.
Yeah, sure. Go
All
ahead.
right, let's start with a dad
Oops.
joke. Let's open up a page.
And eventually we'll start like reusing some, but we'll try to
Yeah.
recognize it and say, read another one.
Yeah.
This one is almost going to be hard to apply, for modern day. But
Okay.
once you've seen one shopping center, you've seen them all.
Oh, man. Yep.
There's not many malls anymore.
No,
though.
remember the malls back in the day? They were so
Yep.
awesome.
Man,
You
yep.
know, a lot of fun stuff going
I was
on.
like,
You
yeah,
spent
let's
a
go and
weekend
get there.
there.
Yep, exactly. Go and
You
get
know?
there and just spend the day wandering around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I
it's-
think there's like 2 Foot Lockers and a Vicky's in
Yeah.
the mall.
And
That's
now-
about it.
Yeah.
Amazon comes in and eBay and
Brookfield Square is pretty much empty.
Yeah.
All of the big mainstays are gone. There's not even a Victoria's Secret anymore. I think the Gap is gone. Everything's gone.
Man. I know, like, was it Southridge? They have a lot of stuff on the outside of it now.
Yep. That's what Brookfield
Right.
Square is kind of doing too. It's
Yeah.
all restaurants on the outside and some hotels.
Like,
but
yeah. They lost, like, you said, like, the Gap, but they picked up a Columbia, right? It's, like, kind of odd.
The inside's just for old people doing mall walking.
correct.
Just,
Yep.
door laps.
Which you could, blame for the whole demise of malls.
Okay. A rancher was taking inventory of his livestock. He figured that it would take him too long because he knew for a fact that he had exactly 196 head of cattle. But then he discovered that he actually had 200 head. How did he do that? He rounded them up. Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned roundup.
Yep. I'm going to do one more real quick. It said,
sure.
What happens when the smog lifts off of Los Angeles? UCLA.
Nice. I mean, apropos, after they just had their fires.
Yeah.
A lot of smog, fires, smoke. Yeah.
Those Santa Ana winds.
No kidding.
That was crazy, though, the footage from that was.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm going to have the very first joke here.
Oh, boy.
All right. The daily grind, work, school, and other necessary evils. And that is true. Question. What does a new dad who hates 9-to-5 jobs do? He goes out and gets a 9-to-5 job is what? What? What does a new dad who hates 9-to-5 jobs do? He goes out and gets a 9-to-5 job is what?
Oh, yeah. He just does it anyways.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. That's not really a good joke. That's just sad
Truth.
and depressing.
I guess he tried to write a novel, but it didn't work out. I guess he didn't have the right stuff. That's better than the first one, at least.
True.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. Is what? Okay. Basically, you don't like doing what you're doing, but who cares? Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
It's either like you've been there a million years or,
Yeah.
it's the one thing you're actually kind of good at. And
Or you're out getting a job every other week,
yeah.
which seems to be the modern thing to do.
I think everyone would rather just like win the lottery one time and just
You
be done.
think?
Like I think it's kind of like
think?
everyone's at that point.
No kidding.
Just be born rich. That
Yeah.
seems to work out
Multi-generational
pretty good
wealth.
for nearly everyone who is.
Gotcha. Well, when you get there, let me know because I got to figure out how to get to that point.
Are you born again?
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to be born again, but this time rich.
Yeah. Can I get the silver spoon this time instead of the wooden spoon?
Which options do you have? Like, I'm not looking for like super ungodly rich. Like, I ain't looking for Saudi oil money rich.
Right. Just like, hey, I got free college. Like college is paid for rich.
Exactly. Like, maybe, if you want to give me a Hilton kind of rich, I'll take that.
Until you have it, and then it's like, no, I want more.
Yeah. Well,
Unsatiable.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like pay cash for a house rich. That'd be pretty awesome.
I would.
I'd be good with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, a teepee's a house.
Yeah.
So you want to be that rich?
I think I'm there.
See? You want more.
I can go to Sherper's, get a nice tarp here pretty easy.
As you say, we're discussing how much of the wood you have at home for the fireplace. You could just go and make a log cabin.
I probably could.
So you basically are already house rich.
Yeah, that's true.
Make a log cabin out of firewood.
Yes. But put a fireplace in it.
Yes. And a fireplace in it.
Yeah.
All right.
Be like Burning Man, but a totally different way.
Yeah, don't throw stones in a glass house. Like,
Yeah,
don't start a fire in a wood house.
Don't use matches in a wood house.
Going back to one. Yeah, it's definitely not as punchy as the very first time I had it because it was the very first one of the day.
Right.
And now we just went up against a couple of 116 proofers. So it's not as...
Interesting. The slight pause and then the other stuff kind of is making these taste a lot sweeter than I remember them being.
I agree. It's a neat process because, you give it time to actually appreciate it. You are comparing it with other things. So you do kind of want to quickly come to a consensus. However, when you give it the time, it comes forward and it kind of steps up.
Yeah.
And when I say this, I mean pretty much everything you ever try because...
Yeah. Well, it's fun doing, double single blinds is always a good time. I think if, anyone who's been watching or listening hasn't tried to do that process, they should really give it a shot. It's a good thing, have some friends, everyone brings a bottle that they want to throw in the mix and do it that way. And I think doing that kind of experience tasting stuff helps you pull out different, tasting notes, nose notes, and kind of things like that.
Yeah. I agree. It does make you appreciate the process more. These companies are really putting a lot of time, money, and energy into aging them, marketing them. The marketing on these are pretty cool. Just changing the butterfly every time.
Right.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of crazy though for marketing for a lot of bourbons and stuff because they can't advertise on like TV, right? And like you almost never see any billboards for actual
True.
like bourbons, but like word about them gets around and everyone kind of is like on top of it.
It literally isn't from people going and talking. And I mean, bars in my mind have gotten so much bigger since the smoking ban. Everyone thought like, oh no, it's going to be a killer. No. Because now you brought people who are like, well, no, we can go out. Now it's more of a thing, you know, people especially like, all right, once their kids get older, they are going out more and bars everywhere. And then with that, the different drinks and stuff. And so you're seeing them getting exposed and then people go and talk about it more. But it's now more approachable. So even without the advertising, which goes to show you, you don't need commercials. So we just eliminate all TV commercials. And things will be fine.
Yeah, but then,
and everyone will
but
be
I think
happy.
Most normal TV shows are only like actually 10 minutes long, and the rest is review of what already happened, and then
there is a lot of that.
and then commercials. I think that's like every episode of Oak Island. Love that show.
Yeah.
But like half that thing is what happened last time.
Right.
Forrestal gives me a lot more kind of mouthfeel. Kind of sits there, and one is still good. It's smooth. It's there. It's also a very, very easy drink. Between the two, if someone has only had some bourbon or no bourbon, and these are what I had to offer, I would go with one first. I feel like that to me is more of an easy palate. It's very easy drinkable. They can go and have it like it's not going to, really smash them in the face.
Yeah.
Feel them burn.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
are you making your picks or?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to go on back in my... I kind of am almost making my picks, I guess. Like you said, we got to go quick. We already know these things, but... yeah.
What are you getting at?
Four has so much more flavor going to it. Fine, I'm going to get right to it. 4.
Okay.
I'm going 4.
Perfect.
I'm just going to go back to what I was saying. Not talking, just say. I'm just going to say a number from now on.
Oh, it's fine.
No, I thought when you were talking, I thought you were saying that you were picking one.
No, I wasn't. I was going and talking and describing.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yes. I'm giving the viewers something to understand what I'm going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand me.
Understand me.
That's what I'm going through.
Personally. Well, the guys on Spotify appreciate it because they can't see what we're doing.
Right,
So.
exactly. This is purely for the Spotifyers.
They're gonna have to come back and watch because we're making all sorts of goofy gestures. This is for you, Spotify.
Yeah.
They are waving their arms.
Is that the closed caption version?
Crazy wavy arm inflatable tube man.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Those guys are awesome.
Yep. Well, you picked 4.
I picked 4.
Okay.
What do you got, Todd?
I'm going 4 as well. I kind of agree with what Chris's whole rundown of the situation was.
Yeah.
The
roundabout.
Yeah, the
Roundabout.
little novella he was like sharing.
To make a short story long.
Right. But I agree. I mean, the one is approachable. It's presentable.
Yeah.
Probably more people would go for 1 than would go for 4. But I think we all kind of have been tasting for a while. We kind of enjoy the little more nuanced subtleties of some of the things, even though I'm not saying 4 is subtle, because it's a full-flavored, full-proof option, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you can identify the different complexities in it, I think. And it would even be further complex or be able to pick things out more, I think, if you added like an ice cube or something, just kind of let it mellow out. Yeah. But I'm picking 4. I like 4.
I'm also going to pick with number 4. Same reason why I liked it the first time. I think it still held up to all the same things. I still got like those like anise flavors from 1, the little bit of black tea coming out from number 1. I enjoy that a lot, but I think the proof point on 4 is a little bit higher, is my guess too. And I always say proof is king.
Yeah.
So it's just more undiluted flavor essentially. But I really like the way the finish hangs out there with number 4.
Yep.
Here's to number 4.
Introducing number 1.
1 which we were talking about a little more approachable, a little more mellowed, is
The high rye.
a high rye. So it's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's 111 proof. So this is also up there. Yeah.
I would not have picked that. That definitely went
To be that proof,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yep. Or that much rye, or being a high rye. That
Yeah.
would not have. Yeah.
And this is kind of a cool butterfly. It's kind of like, what would you describe that as?
Iridescent.
Yeah, that's a great word.
Nice.
Look at him.
It's iridescent.
Yes.
And it's this is a 2022 bottle, fall.
Yeah, we have a fall, a winter.
Yeah, we do. And so, yeah, so we had straight bourbon. Another straight bourbon was the Chosen, and then the Emerald was the rye. But this one was a high rye.
What's that say on the back?
So good question. It says from Georgetown, Kentucky, 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley, hand bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky, by Blue Run Spirits. And speaking of Georgetown, Kentucky, Blue Run, they got their name from a spring in Georgetown, Kentucky. And one of the founders or owners lived there and knew about the spring and always called it the Blue Run. So that's where that came from.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It all seems to go back to water somehow with whiskey.
It's a main ingredient.
Pretty much like a large chunk of it.
A large chunk of it is the water.
Yeah.
So now the winner, it is, and you guys are going to love this label. This is a Blue Run.
Oh.
Chosen. It also has a so this is a Chosen like the other one, other than this is this
the
year.
Chosen of the Chosen.
This is the Chosen of the Chosen. I mean,
Is that 2024?
this is 2024, and it's got this little movable thing that can come off. So it's got this Blue Run, and it says Wisconsin barrel pick.
Ooh.
So
we picked that one.
So Wisconsin. So when it says Chosen, that's why the other one was kind of generic, where it says a private selection. Well, this one is Wisconsin barrel pick, which is kind of cool. And then this comes off, and I will show this to the camera. Isn't that neat? It's a little like see-through.
Cool. A little see-through.
Man, they do such great cool things.
So it's
with bottles.
Wisconsin barrel pick. So like the governor picked this.
Sure. And this is 121 proof. So
yeah,
it's a banger of a proof. And
they drink so nicely, though.
They do. Yeah.
That is very cool.
Really cool bottle right there. And that kind of sticks on there. I haven't checked to see if this is like magnetic, where it can sit on the fridge.
Those are two magnets.
Yeah, but whether it's strong enough to sit on the fridge, I don't know yet.
I think the magnets are on there, though.
Possibly. Yeah. So kind of a cool little thing there.
That is really cool.
And that they're going to use the word curated again because it's the Chosen one.
Yeah.
So could you please put my voice in some kind of a hall type setting?
Wait, it's this guy.
Okay. This bottle contains a uniquely curated Kentucky straight whiskey that was chosen just for you.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you. I work long hours for figuring that out. So it's kind of cool that we chose a Wisconsin one.
Yeah.
Like, this was a fresh crack. I've never tasted it before. So, I mean, isn't
that was good.
Yeah.
That worked out.
Wisconsin's pretty good.
And Wisconsin knows what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing.
They're not just beer and cheese.
Not just. You're
also beer and cheese. But
and brats and burgers and all sorts of tailgating. I don't know if you know what tailgating is.
Yeah.
We do.
Yep.
Wisconsin does.
There's been some really, I've seen a lot of stuff down like the SEC schools too, do some really banger tailgates.
Yeah.
College football goes nuts for tailgates.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially SEC. Yeah.
It's because, everyone just has class the next day and it's fine.
Exactly. Well, here's to 4.
Number
4. Thank you guys for coming out and helping me decide what Blue Run is going to take this episode, and it ended up being the Chosen by the Wisconsin
Barrel Pick. Yeah.
That is good.
That is super tasty.
Especially this, taking a swig and not worried about trying to get flavors. Just go. That was
just enjoying it.
Yeah, I agree. Hope you enjoyed this as well. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next episode.